What's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Going to run through a weekly outlook today for the week coming up. Today, Saturday, July 5th. We're going to be uploading this on Sunday the 6th. We're going to be looking at the week from July 7th to the 11th. Pretty quick outlook this week. Just going to go over kind of what I'm looking at. As you guys know, we took out all-time highs, which is what I kind of expected to happen. If you watched my outlook last week, I figured that NQ at that time was obviously going to take it out. I did figure that ES was going to pull its weight and then continue up as well. So we have all-time highs on both pairs here, and it's going to be a tricky way on having to navigate the market now if you've never traded at all-time highs, and you just have to kind of see if the price is going to go into price discovery or what. But I'm still going to mark out some sell-side draws and liquidity and just some areas to keep an eye on if price does want to pull back or some potential scenarios. So let's start on NQ, and then we'll go over ES second. They're pretty much the same thing though. So obviously on the monthly, we had a strong bullish close for the month of June. Our monthly's in bullish order flow. Obviously, we had a strong close above these wicks right here, break a structure to the upside. And yeah, we did form this monthly FVG down here. So this could be an area potentially for the future for price to bounce off of, but we're not going to worry about that right now because I doubt we're going to, sell off all the way down to there right now. But starting from the top, obviously our monthly's in bullish order flow. We look at the weekly, our weekly's in bullish order flow as well. We had a bearish close on the week right here after making all-time highs previously. So we did leave behind a lot of imbalanced price action to the downside. So we just have to know that our weekly's in bullish order flow. So what I marked out here, trying to keep the chart as clean as possible because I could draw out so many imbalances on the daily, which you'll see. I marked out obviously the all-time high right here. We have this weekly fair value gap right here. We have this weekly fair value gap between this candle and this candle right here. And then we have this weekly inverse fair value gap. So as you can see, this was a bearish FVG. Price ran through it. This could become a potential retest area for price to want to bounce off of in the future. But just note that the weekly is in bullish order flow. We look at the daily. We are in bullish order flow as well. But here's where the chart could get a little bit cluttered, right? We have a small daily FVG right here. We have daily lows right here. We have a daily FVG right here. We have a daily FVG that got respected right here and price bounced off it over here. We ended up catching a trade in that actually. And then all the way down here, we have the swing weekly low down here, but just trying to keep the chart as clean as possible. We have this imbalance, and this imbalance. Let's go over to ES, kind of just go over that really quick. It's pretty much the same scenario. We start off on the monthly. The monthly's in bullish order flow. We had this strong monthly June close right here. Again, forming this monthly FVG, but not really relevant to us at this time. But just something to keep an eye on for the future and just to keep in the back of your mind. Weekly's in bullish order flow again. We obviously marked out here our all-time high. We have this weekly FVG, and then I marked out this weekly FVG, which kind of overlaps with this inverse fair value gap right here. So if you want to keep that marked out as well, but just kind of keeping the chart as clean as possible, we have this weekly FVG, and the all-time high. Moving down to the daily. Daily's an extended bullish order flow. We have gaps everywhere. We have, a daily FVG right here within the weekly. Then we have a daily fair value gap right here. We have a daily fair value gap right here, and then below. But just to keep the chart, again, as clean as possible, we're just going to mark out those imbalances. So we're in higher time frame bullish order flow. How do we go from here? Well, there's pretty much two things that can happen, right? Well, I guess you could say three things. So number one, price just continues to go into price discovery. We just continue to make higher highs and higher lows, and we just have to adjust from there. Try to enter in on pullbacks. If you want to short, I wouldn't recommend shorting at all-time highs, but you just got to be careful. So if we go into price discovery, we just got to be patient, wait for price action to play out, wait for some data to get formed to the left, and then we can look to trade into those areas later. That's scenario number one. Scenario number two, we can have an initial pullback, filling in this imbalanced price action. Maybe we get a pullback into this weekly FVG or this inverse, and then we get a bounce from there. If we pull from the swing, the weekly low right here up to here, equilibrium would be filled in this weekly FVG on NQ. So maybe we see a pullback into this, fill in some price action, and then we get a bounce, right? Same scenario with ES. We either just continue to go into price action, continue to make higher highs, higher lows, try to just, wait for some data to build up, and then we eventually can look to take some trades to the upside. Or we see, again, we might see an initial pullback, maybe we see a pullback into this weekly FVG deep into here. We see price dig into this fair value gap, and then we get a bounce from there, right? The only way, my bias is flipping bearish. Well, obviously every single day is different, right? So I could come into the day with a bearish bias, but in terms of the higher time frame, I obviously have a bullish bias just because we're in higher time frame bullish order flow and we're at all-time highs, right? So the only way my bias is going to flip bearish is if some of these higher time frame weekly FVGs get run through. Like for example, let's just say, we run through this gap and then we inverse it, and then, then we can maybe look to short down there, something like that, right? If these higher time frame gaps get inversed, then, that's a sign, okay, maybe we are going to look for a sell-off, at least in the short term, right? If we come down and we inverse this gap, we're coming down like this, and, the higher time frame shifts bearish, this isn't something to really worry about this week coming up, but just to keep an eye on. If those higher time frame gaps do start to get inversed, this monthly FVG could become a target for the future. But for this week coming up, guys, main thing, just watch for price discovery. Just see how price reacts. Again, just keep these areas marked down on your charts. This all-time high, this weekly FVG, and this inverse fair value gap on NQ. And on ES, the all-time high, weekly FVG, this weekly FVG. Just see if price, if we come down to these areas, see how price reacts. You might be able to catch buys for the continuation up. And if price goes into price discovery, just be cautious and don't be trying to pick tops and trying to sell tops. Wait for pullbacks, wait for confluence, wait for confirmations, and then go from there. So that's pretty much it. Pretty simple outlook going into this week coming up. Let's look over the news coming up. I believe we don't have a lot of news. I haven't really looked. I kind of just glanced the other day. So let's go. So on Monday, we have literally a no news Monday. So again, cautious, if anything, de-risk, but I probably wouldn't just because it's after the 4th of July weekend. Trading a no news Monday is probably not the smartest thing. Let's go over to Tuesday. Tuesday, again, no news. I'll be willing to trade Tuesday, though. Should be good. Again, no news, though, so it won't be as good as a red folder day, but, I'll be willing to trade Tuesday. We're just going to be cautious with that. We go to Wednesday. We have FOMC meeting minutes. I'll probably trade before this. It's not an actual FOMC event we're like the real FOMC, so I'll probably be good to trade before that as long as I'm out of the market early, which obviously when you trade the AM session, just, you'll be fine. You should be fine. Sometimes, price will wait for this event, so we'll have to see, but I'll be willing to trade Wednesday. Let's go to Thursday. We have unemployment claims finally, and then we have FOMC member Waller speaking at 1:15. So this should be good for AM session. We should be good to go on Thursday. And then Friday we have nothing. So or no red folder. So pretty much good to trade every day regardless. Just going to be cautious this week. Thursday will be good, and Wednesday should be fine as well. Tuesday, we'll see. And then Monday, I'll probably just avoid unless I de-risk super heavy. Just on a no news Monday, it's probably not the smartest idea to trade that. But yeah, not a news heavy week, but we'll see how it goes. We should be able to just de-risk, and we should be able to come away with some wins. So that's gonna wrap it up for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until the next one, give me a like, subscribe, comment on the video, follow me on Twitter, link in the description if you guys want to support the channel. Until the next video, I'll see you guys then. Peace.